Hi, Nimatikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today let's talk about the things that Mshololo will do in that courtroom. Unmatched Gesana and Asna Esha Lalonto Kajatrata Mkwatling. So one of the things that she did this week was just mwah, 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 if I tell you. So what was established before is that according to evidence being discussed, right, is that Bongani Ndanzi was allegedly arrested in relation to Nongoma case 163 of 10/2018. Secondly, evidence from Colonel Kumalo indicated that Ndanzi was never a suspect in that docket. Thirdly, Ndanzi was nevertheless transported, detained, interviewed in a boardroom and questioned about that case. Fourthly, the defense is now asking, how could someone be formally charged under a case in which he was not a suspect? That was exactly what they brought into the courtroom right now. So uJudge Ratheke interfered in that situation, and Mshololo showed him put Rakesana fast and furious. Judge Ratheke interrupted to discuss the meaning of charging a suspect because it's kind of clear now that Gininda and the cold case unity via Mukhane and Mabena, they have trumped up allegations against Ndanzi that does not even exist. So this is where Judge Rota comes in. The witness explained the sex process. A suspect is arrested. Writer explained. The investigating officer informs the suspect of the offense. The charge is recorded on the docket, often or on SEP's documentation and the investigation's diary. The suspect is then taken to court. Then Judge Ratamukhwahleng raised a legal distinction. Mamela uthini ayingeni ndawo kule ndawo, and lento ayazana that what he brought is a far away stage than where we are. Ati, isn't it the prosecutor who formally charges the person? Okay, fine, this is legally significant, okay, for both sides. The side that Mshololo was coming from and for the side that Judge Rata was talking about. Now, the answer was, in practice, the police officer charges the suspect before the first court appearance. What this means, or what he, Okumalo, means is, SEPS opened the case, SEPS arrests the suspect, SEPS records the charge, SEPS completes the charge documentation, SEPS present the accused to court. The prosecutor later decides whether to proceed with the prosecution. Now, why did Mshololo want this to be clarified? Mshololo was not conducting a lesson on criminal procedure here, no. She was building a foundation. Her line of questioning appears to be, step one, who records that suspect has been charged? Answer, the police officer. Step two, who records it in the docket? Answer, the police officer. Step three, can a suspect be taken to court without SEPS first charging him? Answer, no. This becomes critical because if SEPS records show one main suspect charged under Nongoma case 163 of 10/2018, then the defense can argue somebody within SEPS made that entry. Somebody within SEPS recorded that charge. Somebody within SEPS certified the charge. The responsibility cannot simply be shifted onto prosecutors. Now, the significance of page 5 of the docket. The witness repeatedly referred to page 5 of the docket. In South African criminal investigations, page 5 typically contains important investigation diary and charge information. If page 5 reflects suspects formally charged under Nongoma case 163 of 10/2018, then the defense's next question becomes, charged for what exactly? Charged for what exactly? All right. So now Khumalo is going to explain that. All right. He explains it because Colonel Khumalo testified Ntanzi was not a suspect. The case was not being investigated by the cold case unit. The case remained under his control. The case is related to the firearm possession issues, not the allegations later attributed to Ntanzi. That creates a potential conflict between SAPS records used by Mokgane and Gininda versus the official, please let that sink in, the official Nongoma docket and SAPS system history described by Khumalo, the IO of the Nongoma case. Why entry 532 matters? Notice how Mshololo immediately directs the witness to entry 532. This suggests she is moving from the theory of charging to documentary proof. This likely show purpose is to show, one, the suspect was recorded as charged. Secondly, the charge was linked to Nongoma case 163 of 10/2018. Thirdly, the official investigating officer says Ntanzi was never a suspect in that case. If those three propositions are accepted together, the defense gains powerful material to challenge the reliability of the arrest narrative. Now, the key takeaway from this exchange was not really about whether prosecutors or police charge suspect. The important admission was this: according to the witness, Mr. or Colonel or Lieutenant Colonel Khumalo, who is the IO of Nongoma case 163 of 10/2018, SAPS officers record and process the charging of a suspect before first court appearance. And a suspect cannot simply be taken to court and left for the prosecutor to charge later. That means any SAPS entry stating that Ntanzi was charged under Nongoma case 163 of 10/2018 becomes a direct SAPS responsibility. Now, the defense appears to be using this foundation to argue that the documentary trail surrounding Ntanzi's arrest, detention, and charging process does not align with the evidence of the official Nongoma investigating officer, Lieutenant Colonel Khumalo. Now, no matter what Rata does say, the bottom line is that the situation is bad as it sounds. The situation is bad as it sounds. There is nothing that he can do about that. Absolutely nothing that he can do, no matter what he can try or do. There is nothing that he can do to save the state. Ntanzi was illegal, was unlawfully arrested. Everything else that followed after, it's gonna fly off. Ujudge Rata knows that. He knows it. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts when it comes to this? Because Sana, let's talk with comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.